Hey guys, this is Calum from Dusty Cartridge. I'm here with Kevin from Ubisoft Montreal to talk about Watch Dogs, the hacking magnum opus of Ubisoft. For the people at home who are, I'm assuming, blind or just clicked on this link randomly, can you just give us an overview of Watch Dogs?
Watch Dogs is about a guy named Aiden Pierce. He's a modern-day vigilante whose most powerful weapon is his smartphone. And the cool thing about Watch Dogs is it takes place in Chicago, and Chicago is run by this system called CTOS. That's the Central Operating System. It's what monitors the communications, electricity, the power grid, and Aiden learns to hack into that. What's cool about Watch Dogs, what's unique about Watch Dogs is we have created an entire city that you can control at will, anytime you want, anywhere you want. You can use anything that's connected to the grid, anything that's connected to CTOS. You can use it as a weapon against your enemies. You can even use it as a tool to help your friends. And I think that's something that players are going to find is they've never seen before, something new, something fresh. And I think they'll be pretty excited once they get their hands on it.
Well, I mean, with such a powerful tool in the hands of players, is it difficult to make a world where you can just break anything?
It's a challenge. Yeah. For sure it was a big challenge, but it was a challenge that's what we wanted. You know, we wanted to give that power to players because, you know, letting players express themselves, I think that's the one thing we're most excited about. We have many objects you can hack, traffic lights, steam pipes, bridges, and so on. But seeing how players combine all that stuff, I'm excited about seeing, you know, what happens when players start posting their videos online of what they've done. Because we know what you can do, but the players are always going to bring the unexpected, and I think that's what we're most excited about.
Well, I mean, from a writing perspective, is it difficult to keep a story moving through when people are obviously just going to go off and do whatever they want?
You certainly have to write a story that allows for that, right? So Watch Dogs has a very clear story. We're telling a singular adventure. Aiden Pierce has he's this ex-fixer. A fixer is like a freelance mercenary. They take a job for money. They know how to hack. They know how to handle themselves in combat. And so Aiden Pierce used to be that until something tragic happened to his family. And so now he's more on a personal quest. He's out for vengeance. And so that's a clear story that the player's going to follow along. And it has a defined line. You know, we were telling one singular story. But for sure, we have to make sure it's a story that we allow the momentum to breathe. You know, we don't want players being forced to the next mission, to the next mission, to the next mission, because we want to encourage them to explore the world. It's all about finding the world, seeing the opportunities that the city has to offer. We definitely want players to do that, and I think the story manages that quite nicely.
Well, you have a morality system in the game, as we saw in our demo. You had the option to hack a single mother. So I assume she was a single mother. It seems more.
That's up to you to interpret. Yeah.
They hacked this mother's phone, steal her bank details, and take all her money. What kind of problems do you run into when your character can be good or bad?
I don't think we necessarily run into problems. I think that's actually what I really like about where we're going with Watch Dogs. You know, Aiden himself is very much an anti-hero. You know, I think his goals are noble, but the methods he uses can be questionable. You know, he's hacking. He's hacking into everything in the city. And we put the player in that position as well. So as you say, you brought that example of hacking into this woman's laptop, and you see you can hear this mother and child, and do you want to take the money or not? I think that's what Watch Dogs brings us different than other games in the past, where Aiden can profile people with his phone. He can learn details on every single civilian in all of Chicago. Anywhere in Chicago, you can just stand at a street corner and the game comes to you, right? Profile anybody and you learn details about them. You see how much money they made, whether they're unemployed, what interesting fact you learn about them, and that changes how you perceive these people. I'll give you a good example. I was playing the game one time and I had fixers after me, and so I was in a warehouse and I was sneaking around one guy. I had my profiler turned on. I rounded the corner ready to shoot him, and the profiler came up and said newlywed. And you know, it actually affected me for a second. I was like, oh my do I want to shoot this guy who's a newlywed? He suddenly didn't seem like just a random fixer, a random NPC or enemy. He seemed like a guy with a real life. You know, the guy's going to go home after this, be with his wife. Small details that you think about in nanoseconds, and I think it changes your perspective. So I've seen players want to hack somebody for bank account information, and they have wandered around looking for the right person to hack. Oh, I won't do that person because he's unemployed. I'm not going to hack that person. He's got a family of 4. And they're looking around for somebody to hack. I think that's what's great about Watch Dogs. You know, it challenges you in that regard, and the way you act does affect civilians will respond accordingly. If you're reckless and you're shooting people left and right, then you're going to get a bad reputation, and they're going to start maybe calling the cops a little quicker on you. If you're a little more careful, then maybe they won't call the cops so fast. Maybe they'll say, get out of here, I know who you are, but I'm not going to call the cops, so get moving. It's not something that is... It dictates how you are for the whole game. Like, it's not like you're going to turn good or bad for the rest of the game. We really like that shade of gray. Because I think that's how we live. You know, we live our lives in shades of gray. We like to think we're good, but then how do we act when we're challenged? You know, that's what Watch Dogs does. You know, when you're driving through the street casually, it's easy to be good and not run over people. When you got the cops on your ass, that may be when you decide, screw it, I'm driving over these people. And that's what we want to challenge people with.
You still shot that newlywed in the face, right?
Killed him. I definitely killed him.
Terrible, man.
Yeah.
So do you think from a perspective of what is going on in America at the moment, do you think this is a game that needed to be made now?
You know, we started this game about 5 years ago, roughly 5 years ago, and we knew this was a topic that was relevant. We all were starting to get our smartphones. We knew the internet obviously is just going crazy, so we knew it was a relevant topic. We had no idea it was going to become as relevant as it has. You know, you can't control the headlines, and you read the news lately, and it's shocking, and it's not. So yeah, I think what we like is that, you know, we're part of that dialogue. That's what we want. We want players to play our game, put the controller down, grab their cell phone to head outside, and maybe they kind of look at their cell phone and think, okay, A, how secure is my cell phone? How secure am I with my cell phone? And B, what can I do with my cell phone? How far can I take that? That's what we like, and I think if we get a dialogue going, then we win.
So I better get married if I don't want to get hacked, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you may still get hacked. You know, by me, you'd probably still get hacked.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you, and
Good to meet you.
have a fun EB Expo. And you guys at home, don't have a fun EB Expo because you're not here, but you can live vicariously through us. That's Dusty Cartridge.